Hey guys, Dave Goodwin with Original Privateer. We're back to talk a little bit about happiness before success. Last night I had a couple buddies of mine reach out to me, call me, and ask me some questions. I was sitting out back visiting with them about it, and kind of spurred some new ideas about happiness before success. Let's talk a little bit about happiness. What is happiness? You know, I mentioned it's a choice, but let's not confuse and make happiness out to be this thing that's super simple, right? It takes discipline, it takes changing your habits, it takes daily awareness to find that happiness. And all those things are hard, right? Especially if we programmed ourselves a certain way with all these different limiting thoughts, or we've let people define our life over the years, or give us their version of what success is, which has been programmed into our subconscious mind. It's going to be difficult, right? So happiness is something that I say is a choice, but you just don't click it on and it comes on, right? It is a daily decision, a choice you must make, and that choice happens in your mind and how you think, how you do things, what your habits are, even to who you hang around, who you surround yourself with, the way you think, your gratitude, how grateful are you? Are you a grateful person, or are you a person that has a negative attitude? All those things are going to dictate how that happiness ensues your life, okay? A lot of us get caught in pursuing happiness and never finding it. And a lot of that is because we haven't taken time to identify what our foundation is, who we are. Who is Dave? If I look in the mirror, who is Dave? What am I about? What is my passion in life? What is my purpose in life? What fuels my spirit? What fuels my soul? And if I don't know what fuels my soul, how can I possibly have happiness ensue my life, right? Because I'm confused on who I am, what I'm about, and I'm not fueling my soul. And so when you're not doing those things and you don't know who you are, and you're not believing within yourself, then what's going to happen then is happiness is not going to ensue you. So what's going to happen is we're going to chase happiness through external sources, whether it be money, people, stuff, you know, just shit. I'm not saying people are shit, but I'm talking about materialistic stuff. I'm talking about filling that void with stuff, right? We actually, that is temporary. That is not sustaining happiness. Sustaining happiness happens within ourselves, and we're solely responsible for that. I can't put that responsibility on my wife. Can't put it on my kids. I can't put it on my mentors. I can't put that responsibility on anybody but myself. I have got to be able to spend quality time with myself, and identify and who am I? Who is Dave Goodwin? What am I about? What makes me alive? What makes me feel alive? What am I struggling with? What things that I say or do that limit my abilities or limit my beliefs? Those are the things that we must do to identify who we are. We have to know who we are in life if we're going to have happiness ensue us. Success will follow. Do you think if you show up at your workplace, you're going to do your best if you woke up out of bed with a shitty attitude and you have no sense of happiness within you? You can't look in the mirror and know who you are. You're not going to do your best, right? So wouldn't you say that happiness actually gives you the ability to do the best you can do, and sets up your mind, your brain in a way that gives you the advantage, that gives you fuel that you need to be your best? So that's a choice. That choice begins with us. It doesn't mean we're going to be free from being in a bad mood, or you know, we're not talking about perfection here. If you're striving for perfection, I'm sorry, you're going to set yourself up for failure every time, because you know, setting yourself up perfection is like always striving for that that constant success all the time. You know what I mean? On the external side of things. It's like running a marathon, right? Let's say you're running a 10K. Well, you were excited to go run that 10K, right? Is that 10K going to be easy, or that 5K going to be easy? Hell no, it's going to be hard, right? It's going to be grueling. You're going to have to fight through it, and your inner spirit animal's going to have to come out to push you through it. But you're happy, you're successful in the process of doing it. You're not going to wait till you finish cross the finish line before that happiness comes, right? Because then you're basing everything off of your expectations in the end. Well, how are you ever going to find happiness if you're always waiting for the end result, right? If you're taking a motorcycle trip, the fun is the journey. You're having little successes along the way. If you're in that marathon, you're having successes along the way that, hey, you pushed through and got your second wind, or you just ran 2K and you're doing okay. You're finding those little successes. Those successes are a result of you believing in yourself and knowing who you are and telling yourself you can do it. So success, I believe, is a byproduct of the happiness that you start with. So if you're a manager out there, or you own your own company, how is it when you have a handful of employees show up with shitty attitudes? Are they going to be successful that day for you? Or are they going to bring everybody down? The motocross track is the same way. If you show up and you know who you are, you know what you're made of, you're going to ride your best ride, right? But if you don't, you're not going to ride your best. You're not going to go for it and ride to your ability, because you're struggling with things in the soul realm. You're struggling with things within you that you haven't dealt with yet. Remember, the same thinking that's getting you into this trouble, the same thinking that's caused you not to race to the level you're capable of racing, is not going to be the thinking that's going to get you out of it and cause you to race better, cause you to race your best, okay? Remember that. The same thinking that's causing you to come up short on the track and not be that rider you once were or you used to be, that thinking that's causing you to come up short, you can't have that same thinking and expect to ride better and have better results than you had before. Well, part of that is that internal happiness and being happy with who you are and believing in yourself. And that's when happiness ensues you, right? Versus us pursuing happiness. When we're finding our passion, when we're doing our passion, when we're giving gratitude and giving back, that's what life's about giving. When we're giving and we have gratitude, or we're grateful, happiness ensues us. Now let me slide in this scenario when we're talking about happiness and success. A lot of us can go to work. Maybe we have jobs, we have passions we do. Could be motorcycle racing, could be stock car racing. It could be, our business. It could be working at that hot dog stand, and we have a lot of peace, right? We do find peace and happiness, right? And we are very successful at it. I can sell the shit out of hot dogs, right? I can sell them all day long, and I find success in that, and I'm happy doing it. Or I may be really good out on the motocross track. But what if we're that motocross rider that's really good and doesn't give people the time of day, or comes home and is in a bad mood, or it still isn't happy in life even though they're a great motocross racer, right? Is that true inner success? Again, Original Privateer is about the inner. When I say rock your cool, I'm talking about from the inside out. Happiness is from the inside out. Original Privateer, that's what this tribe's about. Is chasing that freedom, chasing that adventure, but rocking your cool from the inside out. So if you're that motocross racer that's great and is dominating, I don't care who you are, and you don't have gratitude or take a minute for people, or you don't talk to people or leave a mark or leave your legacy to the younger people below you, or help people, or if you're a girl, and whoever you are, and you're not giving people the time of day, but you're successful with racing, how much gratitude do you have, and how successful are you internally? How much? How, if you're at home and you're miserable, that's the happiness I'm talking about. Granted, your happy place is on the track, I get that. Your happy place is at the hot dog stand, or maybe you have a successful business and you make a lot of money. But you come home when you're not at those places and you're miserable. Maybe you're not miserable, but you're not happy. Maybe your relationships aren't good. Maybe you just, you struggle all the way home after you've been in your happy spot. Is that authentic happiness? Are you successful with your happiness? Granted, you're walking away with the #1 plate, but do you have authentic happiness if you don't have happiness outside of that track? Or what about the guy at the hot dog stand at the beach? If he comes home and he struggles with his family or his relationships, or finds emptiness when he's at home, when he's not in his hot dog stand, is that authentic happiness? Is he finding happiness from within? Does he find happiness within himself, or is he filling his happiness by the external things, his hot dog stand? The happiness I'm talking about is having the internal happiness first, and going to that hot dog stand or going to that motocross track and rocking your cool, and coming home and rocking your cool, and taking time for the younger rider, or the riders that look up to you, or the people that you bump into after you leave your hot dog stand. That's the authentic cool I'm talking about. Now, is that going to be consistent and you're going to be happy all the time? No, come on, man, let's be real with each other here. All right, we're going to all have shitty days. Let's not get critical and crazy here. But that's the authentic, cool happiness I am speaking of, okay? You can have a successful business and make millions of dollars, and maybe you're happy. Maybe you're happy all around. Good for you, man. That's awesome. But I'm just saying, challenge yourself on your happiness. You may have success in other areas of your life, racing, your business, different things. But what about when you're outside of those external things? How is your happiness? That's what I want to get to here. So just wanted to throw that out there. Rock your cool. Rock it everywhere you're at. You're out there on the track, rock your cool. Have some gratitude to people. Say hello. Take time for people. That's cool. Not doing that ain't cool. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how good a business you have, how much money you make, how fast you are. That ain't cool to me. Cool people are nice people to me. Those are the people I dig. Weird people. I dig weird people. If you're nice and you're weird, you're being you, that's cool. Rock your cool. So the key to this is knowing who you are, and having that belief in yourself. Knowing that you were born to win. You were born to be victorious, but through our life we have different events happen to our life, and we respond to it in certain ways, and that's a choice. Everything about life is about choices, so we have to begin to identify how are we responding to things. And that's when we begin to discover happiness in our life, authentic happiness, not happiness from external things. Now don't get me wrong, external things will bring happiness, right? But I think of it more as, versus happiness, it's more pleasure, right? If I go on a trip, it's more, yeah, you're happy, but there's pleasure there too. Now pleasure and happiness can kind of, it's a real thin line right there, but in order to find happiness, or happiness to ensue us, we have to begin with ourselves. And I want to ask you something. If you have a bad attitude, how happy do you think you're going to be if you have a bad attitude? You're not going to be very happy, right? Now, let's not confuse this. There's shitty people out there. People can really influence your day. Things happen to you. Maybe you're having a bad day. We all have those things, right? We're not immune from that. I'm not talking about that. But we do have a choice and this is what separates people, is how we respond to it. And what are we responding? How are we responding? Where are we pulling our response from? From our subconscious mind, how we've always responded, maybe negatively, maybe positively? Or are we seeking out truth? Are we reading and educating ourselves and finding that new belief system, changing our perspectives, which change our realities? Well, if we go to work and we have a shitty attitude and we're in a team environment, how much success are we going to have that day? How much success are we going to have on a team? How much success are we going to have at that hot dog stand? That hot dog stand may be our passion, it may be our love, it may be the most peaceful place in the world to us. But if we have a shitty attitude and we lose sight of who we are and what we're about, we're not the best version of us, right? Now, I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about doing the best we can every day, changing our habits, feeding our bodies differently, whether it's exercising. Any movement in our life is going to help, whether it's a walk, a run, or whatever. All those things are going to help. But our success will be dictated by the level of happiness we have. Because how can we do a good job if we're not happy, right? How can we do a great job if we're not the best, doing the best we can do because we're not the best version of ourselves? So success is in direct correlation to our happiness. Now, we may get lucky, I understand that, but the journey, we should be finding happiness and joy and success along that journey, right? We can't be living this life of we're going to wait until we cross the finish line before we find that happiness, because we're going to be chasing happiness then, and it's going to be elusive. We're never going to catch it. Or when we do, then what's going to be next for us? When we get a new raise, when we get a new car, what's going to be next if we can't find joy and happiness within our internal self and remove the external things in our life? Okay. Now, is any of this easy? Hell no, it's not easy. I struggle with it daily, and I challenge you and encourage you to do your own research on this stuff. I'm not saying all this stuff is the gospel. I'm just working from my own experience, from the different research I've done, the different reading. I'm a huge Viktor Frankl fan. I like reading on emotions in life, but I like things that are truth-based. You know, I like reading the Bible. I like reading a lot of different things, but I encourage you to ask yourself who you are. We're doing a little repping for Colorado Moto Fam today. We love Blaze, that whole Colorado Moto Fam tribe. You guys rock. Can't wait to see you guys. If you're rocking the Colorado Moto Fam this weekend at Pikes Peak Supercross, man, take some pictures. Put them out there on social media, man. You guys are cool. Tag Colorado Moto Fam. If you see me, come up and visit with me. I got a handful of stickers I'll have with me. Come up and say hello. If you got any questions, let's talk. So thanks a lot for watching these videos. Please share them. Please comment. I love your comments. I love your tags. Voice your opinion. Man, it's all good, man. Stay cool. Rock your cool out there. Rock your cool from the inside out, okay? Happiness is from the inside out, not the external shit. True happiness is from the inside out. It's from having gratitude and being grateful and giving back to mankind. That's happiness. That's success. Happiness is success, okay? Success is happiness. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you. Damn, it's hot in here. But I'm gonna find the good in that. Could be a lot hotter somewhere else.